Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome. This is the re-recording of the Nighthacks General Body Meeting from Thursday, September 9th. Unfortunately, we had to re-record this due to a lot of technical issues that we had in the atrium. Um, we were not originally supposed to be in the atrium. We were supposed to have a regular room, but we ended up in the atrium, which is just that giant open space in the engineering 2 building. And we had almost 300 students in that room. So audio was not doing well, and we were not able to properly record the Zoom. I apologize for that. So we are re-recording here in the middle of the night to do the general body meeting, covering the exact same content that we covered during the general body meeting. So without further ado, before anything about the club itself, if you want to become a deeper part of the club, if you want to look at the behind the scenes and help out the internal operations team, you can join our operations meetings. This is open to any student. They happen Sundays at 8 p.m. It is on Zoom. You can find the link on the link tree. So you can really just kind of get your foot in the door if you want to become a director or an officer in the future. This is definitely a really great way to do it, to be able to kind of get your foot in the door and kind of know how we operate behind the scenes, because there's a lot we do for both the club and the hackathon. We have a really great team that you're going to meet in a moment. Quick announcement, because we are required by the Constitution to give an announcement. Before we do this, we are going to be voting on the fall 2021 and fall 2021 budget and a constitutional amendment at the next meeting. So this is the announcement. It will be happening at the next meeting. So hackathons. If you have never been to a hackathon before, don't know what it is, or you really want to learn more about it or experience one, Shell Hacks, which is FIU's hackathon, is they're having that hackathon virtually from September 24th to 26th. The registration is closing this Sunday, so you should definitely apply soon at shellhacks.net. So if you don't know what a hackathon is a weekend-long event. It is an invention marathon that like I mentioned, is over the course of a weekend. It basically is straight. There are people available as mentors during the entire time. There are workshops. There are sponsors there that want to talk to you. And they go to these hackathons to recruit people. And that is where our name comes from, Night Hacks. It comes from hackathon. So, and the thing is, you might think that Night Hacks is the hacking as in cybersecurity organization. It is not. Hackathons define hacking as finding creative, unique, innovative solutions to problems, working in a team of people over a period of time, and just creating these projects. So it's more project creation, and it's a really fun and engaging and a really fast-paced environment, a fast-paced event. And that's really what you're doing during this. And that is why we are called Night Hacks, because we're having our hackathon. Any recruiter that you talk to in the technical industry knows what a hackathon is. If you're able to talk about your experience at a hackathon, um, if you're able to talk about your experience at a hackathon, it really gives you a lot of bonus points for your actual interview, because those companies come out to hackathons and they know what they are. So it's a really great time to be. So registration deadline for Shell Hacks is this Sunday, and it is September 24th to 26th. So now we're going to meet the team. These are really the operations members of Night Hacks, the people who really run everything. So we have the executive board. I am Harold. I am the president of Night Hacks. We also have Robert as the vice president, Karan as the treasurer, and Aileen as a secretary. Like I mentioned, we're recording this in the middle of the night, and sorry if you hear the beeping and car horns outside. Not sure if you were able to hear that, but I live right next to UCF, so there's some background noise. So this is the executive board, and then we also have our directors. So luckily, we actually do have Eli on the call. He's one of our project directors. Eli, do you want to say hi?
Hey, everyone.
So Eli and Sunit are our projects directors for Night Hacks, and then Sydney and Gina are our mentorship directors. We have Avery as our workshops director, Jonathan as our finance director, Sophie as our sponsorship director, Janan as our outreach and events director, Nicholas as our logistics director, Victoria as lead hackathon organizer, Sabrina as design director, Arjun as the development director. And then we have Jasmine as our social media coordinator and Melanie as our communications director. We also have the dev leads. These are the people on the dev team that handle specific parts of the dev team. So while Arjun is the development director, these are the leads for the individual teams on the dev team. Albert is our mobile lead, Simon is our DevOps lead, Adam is our backend lead, and Aileen, who is also our secretary, is our front end lead. So I'm going to pass it over to Eli, who's going to talk about our projects program that we're running through this semester, and I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Harold. If you could move on to the next slide, that would be great. So I'm here to talk to you guys really quickly about the projects program. We're going to run this projects program over the course of the next semester, so it'll be about 2 months of working. And everyone who's a part of the program will be able to work on a team of 2 to 3 members on an idea that everyone agrees on and everyone's passionate about. There are no requirements for the topic for your project. That's entirely up to you guys to decide the features you implement, the specific thing that you want to try and do. That's entirely up to you. We ideally would like you to be able to leave with a completed large-scale project that you can talk about to employers if you're applying for an internship or a job. And you'll also have the opportunity at the very end of the semester to present the work that you've come up with over the course of the semester to the entirety of Night Hacks. There will be a showcase event where we'll have prizes for the projects that are deemed, winners, and we'll have a social event to hang out and present everything. Next slide, please. So why would you want to be part of the projects program? Some of the big reasons are you're going to end the semester with something that you can talk about and put on your resume. Ideally, over the course of the semester, you'll be able to develop skills for working in team environments and collaborating. So if you don't already know how to use version control, that will be critical to your success. So you definitely have opportunities to learn that. Understanding, methodologies for working as a team. I know Agile framework gets thrown around a lot. If your team wants to simulate that, you would be more than welcome to. You'll also have plenty of opportunity over the course of the semester to learn and utilize new languages and technologies. We encourage you to, as part of your project, try something that you've never done before. You have plenty of time to read any documentation you need and figure things out. So it's a great place to experiment, learn some new things that can also go on your resume. You'll be able to meet and work with other people from Night Hacks that are just as excited about the project as you. Part of the thing that we're changing this year comparatively to previous years is that we're trying to come up with topics beforehand that you can decide which ones you're excited about and then join that team directly, rather than grouping you together and then having you brainstorm an idea from there. And at the very end, you will have an opportunity to show off your work to the club again, so you'll be able to work on presentation skills, which will then transfer into interviews in the future. Next slide, please. So this is a quick picture of the project that won the showcase in spring of 2021. This is a Discord personal assistant bot called Knight's Assistant. It was written by Nathan, Christine, and Conroy, and has a couple of miscellaneous utilities that are useful for any UCF student. So again, congratulations to them. We also have a very brief overview from their repo of some of the different things that they used. They use discord.py, MongoDB for storing data, and a couple of other APIs to perform some of the functions. So again, we encourage you to experiment, try things that you've never used before. That's part of the fun of joining the project program. Next slide, please. So important thing to cover is some general expectations, and everything that I cover here is going to be elaborated at the interest meeting. We're going to have an interest meeting on November 15th at 6:30 p.m. We are still trying to see if we can get a room in person. We will let you know that information as soon as possible, although it may end up being virtual. We will see. And that interest meeting is to give everyone more details that we are not able to provide on this specific slide set. So it will have more information about how the semester is going to play out, what we're expecting from you, that kind of thing. In order to participate in projects, you must be a dues paying member. You do not have to be a dues paying member to come to the interest meeting. If you have any interest in any way, shape, or form in potentially participating in the program, please come to the interest meeting. If you can't make it, we will record it and post a recording. But in order to sign up for the meeting using the form that we release afterwards, you will need to be a dues paying member at that time. And then for over the course of the semester, one of the big expectations that we have is that you're going to meet with your team at least once a week. We have a designated time slot that we're working on Fridays. The time slot will be from 1 to 3 on Fridays, and we'll have the room available until 5 p.m. for anyone to come and continue working over that time, although the directors may or may not be available after 3 p.m. You're welcome to have additional meetings as recommended. We recommend that you have additional meetings, but that's up to you guys. We will only be checking in with you ourselves on Fridays. And one thing that we're trying to do this year is open up the projects meeting 4-hour time slot to anyone in NightHacks that wants to come and collaborate, socialize, just get some work done, anything. If you want some opinions from other people from NightHacks who may or may not have experience working with something that you're doing, it's a great place to come, see who's there, and make some new connections there. Project teams will be required to meet in the first 2 hours so that we're not kind of spread too thin. If this doesn't work for your team, that's not a problem. We will be able to figure something out. We can meet earlier in the week virtually or in person, or if you need to meet after 3 p.m., we could potentially make that work as well. So big point here, if you can't make this time slot, don't let that be a reason why you don't apply. We can make that work. Please still come to the interest meeting and we will explain more information there. And final thing, there is no prior experience or skills required for this program. Part of the fun, just like a hackathon, is trying something that you've never done before. Learn a language, develop a skill set. We will put together teams that are relatively balanced so that no one feels completely out of their depth. And we'll have resources both at the Friday meetings for NightHacks members and directors, but also within their team. And could you move to the final slide, please? Okay, so how do you get involved with the projects program? The big thing is the interest meeting on Wednesday. Again, don't know where it's going to be. We will let you know as soon as we have that information. So please keep track of the Discord. Make sure that you're subscribed to the announcements channel, and also follow any social medias that you have. The slide for that will be at the very end. If you have an idea for a project you want to lead that you come up with over the weekend, please submit a proposal. We have a repository that's on the Linktree under the title Submit a Project Proposal. And the deadline for those proposals is going to be September 15th before the interest meeting. So anytime before then, you're welcome to submit those. And the reason why you would want to submit those is because if you submit a project proposal, you have the option to present it at the interest meeting, and it will be available on the form we release to vote for people to join that team. And if a team forms around your project, we will have you as the project manager as a reward for coming up with the idea. So please get those ideas in as soon as you can. We would like to be able to comment on them and help refine the idea before the interest meeting. So the sooner the better. And after the meeting, everyone will be released the form to vote on your top choices for the projects you want to join. We will do our best to meet those requests. We can't make any promises, but we will try to balance interest, experience, which projects people want to do. And then last thing is the first Friday meeting for the projects program is going to probably be on September 24th. That's what we're hoping. This morning is Friday the 11th, so it'll be, or Saturday the 11th. So it's about 2 weeks from the time that this recording is going to be released. That may change. So again, just keep track of the announcements. And that is it for projects. Thank you. I will pass it back to Harold.
Thank you so much, Eli. And also, just like in true hackathon spirit, during the project showcase, we will have prizes given for any teams that win the project showcase. So true hackathon spirit, it really is a semester-long hackathon for projects. So I'm going to move forward to the mentorship program. Like we mentioned, we were recording this in the middle of the night. So unfortunately, some of our directors aren't able to come to speak for the programs, but I will speak from mentorship. So mentorship program, it's a place where mentees can grow by being connected to someone with more experience in the field that they're interested in. We do ask, what is it that you're interested in? What are your career aspirations? And they will be matched accordingly. So mentors are a resource and a guide. And there's also the potential for in-person mentoring if you do choose that you would like to meet in person, and we can find a mentor who is in the area. We are able to set it up so you guys are able to meet in person. Those are things that you set up on your own. We have a kickoff reception event that will be happening at some point in the near future, as well as a couple of socials throughout the event. There will be regular check-ins, just making sure that the mentors and mentees are connected, still speaking to each other, making sure it's all good. And mentors will have small groups of 2 to 4 people. So, mentors only have a couple of mentees. So you really get to know your mentor mentee during the program. So what's in it for you? It's a networking experience. So you're able to make a meaningful connection with your mentor or your mentees. You're able to learn from others' people's experience, as well as get guidance in different professional development tracks, such as interview prep, resume building, school tips, interpersonal skills, and tech skills. And if you were to be a mentor, you're able to gain leadership and coaching experience, which really does look great on your resume. So some general requirements and expectations is that you actually do need to be a dues paying member. Just like for projects, you do need to be a dues paying member to be a mentee in mentorship. More on dues and mentorship in a couple of slides. You need to attend the mentorship kickoff event, as well as meeting with your mentor mentee about twice a month. As a general guideline, have that meeting last at least an hour during those times. And overall, your mentorship experience is what you make it. You're responsible for kind of, communicating well what you want to achieve, and you decide when to meet based on your schedule, and you really work on the tracks that best interest you. So if you're ready to join or you're ready to sign up, these are the sign up forms. You can scan these QR codes if you want to be a mentee or a mentor. These links can also be found at nighthacks.org/linktree, just like all of our other links that we have for the organization. So moving forward, we are moving to workshops. Like I said, middle of the night. Avery is not here right now, but Avery is our workshops director. So this is our next month of upcoming workshops. This coming Thursday, we're going to have introduction to CS. So we definitely recommend, if you just kind of want an overview of how to really be successful in the CS curriculum, whether you're just starting out or maybe you've been here for a while. And then we have a couple more getting into the tech industry, really how to get your foot in the door, introduction to GitHub, which is an absolutely critical tool for you to have. So if you're not too familiar with GitHub, we would definitely recommend you go to that event. And then introduction to TypeScript, a programming language developed by Microsoft that's really widely used in the field. Also during our hackathon, I will be announcing when the hackathon is in a couple of slides. But for our hackathon that's happening this year, there's a mix of beginner and more advanced sets of workshops. We really try our hardest, just like a lot of other hackathons, to really be inclusive of people who have never programmed before or haven't been to a hackathon, or people who are also very a lot further down in their career path. So no matter where you're at, there is definitely something for you. We have beginner-centered workshops such as like Intro to Python, backend development, machine learning. These are all workshops that are very friendly to beginners. But there's also more advanced workshops: Firebase development, React Native, UI and UX. But along with these technical workshops, there's also diversity focused, focusing on inclusion, as well as professional events, things like interviews and resumes. So those will be happening as well. We work with other RSOs, which stands for Registered Student Organizations, to cover up topics that aren't always talked about at big hackathons like ours. We actually have some slides from other student organizations to show at the end of this presentation. So how do you become a member? So step one, everyone is welcome and invited to fill out the membership form at nighthacks.org/membership. Dues are $10 for the entire year. But like I said, you don't need to pay the due. You can fill out the membership form without paying dues. But why should you pay dues? You should pay dues if you want to get a NightHacks t-shirt, a free NightHacks t-shirt after the dues, participate in the projects and mentorship programs. If you want to run for a director or officer position, you want to play a bigger role and have some responsibility to add onto your resume and really gain that leadership and organization experience, you need to be a dues paying member, and you are also able to vote in our elections as a dues paying member. You can pay cash in person. You can pay through nighthacks.org/dues, and you can pay through the Cash App at $nighthacks. So the NightHacks 2021 Hackathon will be happening November 12th to 14th of this year, 2021. So mark that on your calendars. That is when we're currently planning to have it. It is currently being planned for in-person or hybrid. So that is the current setup. Of course, these are tentative plans. Keep an eye out on our platforms for updates, as well as the registration form that will be out soon. And like I mentioned, here is some time to, we're really well connected with other CECS student organizations. And we had 4 of them come out to our kickoff meeting. Of course, they're not here to present their slides, but I am here to talk for them, and I have their slides right here. So Hack UCF, I mentioned earlier what NIHACS is about. NIHACS defines hacking differently. Hack UCF is cybersecurity focused. They work on blue team and red team methodologies and topics. They have workshops, they have capture the flag competitions. They meet every Friday at 5 p.m. in CSB 101. This is their Discord. This is their lovely RGB Discord QR code. You can join at hackucf.org/discord. And join them. And if you're interested, you can join them and just be part of other organizations. We also have AI at UCF. AI deals with specifically artificial intelligence and data science. Pretty self-explanatory, but they have it looks like 2 meetings a week right now. They have the general body meetings that are discussions, the same thing as what's shown right there. Tuesdays at 5 p.m. It is bi-weekly. And they also have projects that meet Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. With monthly in-person meetups. You can join their Discord at ucfai.org/discord. You can scan that QR code there as well. So if you really have some interest in artificial intelligence and data science, you can definitely join. Just like a lot of the other organizations, you do not need experience to join. They are very welcoming of newer members. And it can really be a great way to learn these skills. There's also ACM, ACM-W, and SIGACT. ACM stands for the Associated Computing Machinery, and ACM-W is ACM ACM Women. And this is an organization that focuses on computing machinery and has workshops and other events similar to us. And they also focus on diversity, making sure that the space is very inclusive in STEM. And also SIGACT is a special interest group on algorithms and computation theory. And they ACM has biweekly meetings on Mondays. This coming Monday, they're having a general body meeting on preparing for the upcoming internship career fair that is happening here at UCF. That is happening in just a couple of weeks. So we definitely would recommend going out to that. On September 15th, they have a technical interview workshop with Fast Enterprises as a software company. And then SIGAC specifically meets bi-weekly on Wednesdays. If you want more information, you should definitely join the Discord at ucfacmw.org/discord. And then lastly, we have Society of Women Engineers. So the whole goal of this organization is to promote women and minorities and achieving their full potential. This really focuses on diversity and having an inclusive space with life-changing opportunities, interaction with industry professionals. They have events for resume, interview, career planning, as well as an annual career conference. Their link tree is here, so you can scan that. So this is definitely a lot more broad, specifically, of all engineering. So this is really for any student in CECS can really get a lot out of this. You do not need to be a woman to join this. It's really if you believe in promoting a welcome and diverse space, you are welcome in this organization. So with that, that is it for our kickoff meeting. This is what we covered during our general body meeting. And thank you guys so much. Please join the Discord if you haven't already at nihacks.org/discord. That is our main platform of communication, as well as some of our other platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The link tree has all of these links as well. So really, if you just go to nihacks.org/whatever the platform is, you'll find it. Really, the link tree. And I mean, if you're watching this, you're on the YouTube already. So hi. But yeah, with that, again, thank you so much for listening to us re-record the general body meeting. Again, I apologize for the issues that happened during the general body meeting on Thursday. Looking forward, we're looking to have a more stable room setup with a lot better hybrid quality than this. So again, thank you guys so much, and we're really looking forward to seeing you at NIHACS events and our hackathon going forward. I hope everyone has a good night. Take care.